Oh, so welcome to Decksmith. Today I'm here to present to you my baby deck profile, or more like baby slash Vegeta deck, with of course baby as the leader. I am aware of the Vegeta Baby being released, but of course I don't have it at the moment. Once I do have possession of it, I will be testing this out with that leader instead, and see how the mechanics to this work. Probably for better or worse, but we're still gonna go into the deck profile and see how this deck is. So it's one of my most fun decks I enjoyed playing, and it does have a lot of control on the board. So for baby, kind of the standard thing. When it swings at a leader, draw a card. The Awaken, you ready 2 energies. As Awaken, he has an auto. You draw 1 card. You choose one of your battle cards and one of your opponents, and both of them loses 10k power. Now this baby focuses a lot on reducing power, reducing the opponent's power on their battle cards, pretty much KOing them by means of reducing their power in general. Yeah, probably repeating myself a lot on that, but can't stress that enough. So we're gonna slide them up here for a little bit. We're gonna run to the deck profile. So to start off, we're gonna have our 1-drops, and this one's gonna be the most common one. You run 4 Baby Vengeance Unleashed. Now this card has a Union Absorb. You choose 1 battle card in your battle area and place it under him. You go to you can go into 1 baby with an energy cost of 4 or less with the same character in the name trait. Basically, the name trait on top of it on the upper corner. So one thing about this is you don't have to have Vegeta to go into the 4-drop Vegeta. You can actually go play a baby, play another baby, put that baby under the other baby, and go into the 4-drop baby. Yeah, that's a lot of babies. But yeah. So you don't need Vegeta. If it ever comes to the point where you got 2 babies, just Union Absorb the baby and go into the bigger one. Next up, 4 Russian Warrior Pans. It's pretty decent. When you play it, you choose one of your red leader cards or your red battle cards. Give it +5. When you combo with it on your battle area, you draw a card. It's pretty good. Next up, this actually doesn't need any explanation of what it does. 4 Intensify and Power Trunks. You know, your form of self-awakening, obviously. Nothing else needed from there. Next up, 4 Daily Training Vegetas. It's kind of a must-have in the deck. This is one of your Vegeta targets. If you don't draw out your baby, like say you're 1-drop but you're trying to go for Vegeta, when you play the card, draw a card. Pretty straightforward. It's just like the Kansei Goku. No, Bundle of Curiosity. There you go. Sorry. 4 of your super combos. No explanation as to why. Next up, 3 Time Choice Supreme Kaya Time. You could run Time Patrol Trunks if you have it. I focus more on trying to get my battle cards, so yeah. This lets you get your baby, your Vegetas if you need them, certain Vegetas, and just go off from there. Next up, I run 4 Digging Deep Vegeta. It's one of your Vegetas that you can use. You don't really use it as much. Your focus is really going with the 2-drop. This one is your form of self-awakening. When it swings, take up to 2 life. If you chose 1 or more, ready it and gain +5k. Pretty good. In any red deck. Any red deck that don't run it, I don't know what's wrong with you. Next up, 4 Saiyan Strength Baby. The trait does count as Vegeta, GT, and Baby. It has double strike. When you play this card, you draw one card, and then you can choose one of your opponent's battle card, and it gains minus 20k. So he's guaranteed to kill anything that is 20k and under automatically. Next up, oh, sorry about that. Next up, 3 foreseeing hits. I only use 3 because I don't feel that I must use 3. It's not that serious to run 4. We don't need to exaggerate to run 4. To all of you that are on the budget side, you could always replace this with Deborah's from the World Martial Arts Tournament. Almost does the same thing. Only thing is, as long as Deborah is on board, those 2 cards you chose stay in the warp. Next up, finally, for the battle cards, last but not least, the one monster that pretty much has also control on the board outside of the 4-drop Vegeta Baby. 4 Grade 8 Baby. It's an evolve for 4, 2 reds and 2 of anything, triple strike, and then the auto. When this card attacks or your opponent plays a battle card, if your leader is a machine mutant, you draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle card, and it loses 20k power for the duration of the turn. So against your opponent, when they play anything, it's guaranteed instant death. It's literally guaranteed instant death. There's no way they're going to get out of that. The only way they're going to have to do that to survive, that monster needs to survive, it's probably like anything that's 25. I mean, certain cards when they come into play can sort of get around it before it dies, but you know, it all really depends on the situation. So, those are all of the battle cards. Come on, guys. I'm gonna quickly run over to the extras, which is not really as much. For this, from experience, I gotta say, you must have 4 Revenge Death Balls. Now, Revenge Death Ball, because it is pretty much amazing. If it's active battle, if your leader is Baby, it gains plus 10k for the duration of the battle. Then you choose up to one of your opponents and it loses minus 15k. So it's actually pretty good, both offensively and defensively. Defensively, other players may have said it already, but if your opponent is declaring their attack towards you and they start comboing, the attack does not get powered up, does not add up with the combo power altogether until after you do something to either defend yourself or just take the damage. Say for instance, right now during combo step, you played Intensifying Power Trunks and you take a life and it's plus 15. It gained the 15 because of the auto. Now, on your attack step, you decided to combo, say, 2 cards. A super combo and a 5k combo. That's a plus 15. Now, the plus 15 doesn't get added up to him until there's an extra term in this that nobody really pays attention to as much, which is called like a damage step. Because really what the game has is, of course, during a battle, there is the attack phase, which is your opponent comboing, attacking you. And then the defense step The attack step is the opponent when you or your opponent attacking. Defense step is when either you or your opponent are defending. After those two steps are completed, then it's the damage step, which adds up all the powers and KOs it. And whoever wins it, wins it. Now, this takes effect before the damage actually happens, canceling it out. How do I put this as a perfect example? If you guys remember the Shigesh with the explosive Goku combo, I'm gonna swing at you, I'm gonna combo this much. Cool. I'll play Shigesh and I'll drop explosive Goku, KOing your attacker. Nothing happened because the attack never went through. Think of it like that. This is actually pretty OP on Baby. If you guys have any questions about that, we can try to abbreviate that a little more. Hopefully you did understand it very well. Next up, I run Unyielding Awakening. Now, is a negate attack, yes, and you choose one of your red Saiyan leaders and it gains +5. Now, I know what some of you are wondering, hold on, Migz, how are you gonna run a counter that doesn't benefit you? Technically, when Baby awakens, he does become a good old Saiyan. Come on, focus it. He does become a Saiyan. If this thing could actually clear up pretty well. Ugh, this thing is so horrible. Trying to get this here where you guys actually could see it. Well, it's not focusing very well, but you guys can look up the card if you like on the trait itself. I think this could sort of work. There we go. If you guys can see it here, there's a little slash underneath in between, and it's a Saiyan. Machine Mutant, Grade 8, Saiyan. 3 separate traits. So since it comes as Saiyan when it awakens, you can actually use the good old Unyielding to even give him the boost. People might not see it coming, but you know, it's something you gotta pay attention to and look out for. 3 Vitals Assistance. Vitals Assistance, of course, because at times, whatever's stronger, if they have a hand, they're gonna want to try, even with their leaders, they're gonna want to try to swing at your big baby over here. So negate the attack, ready that baby, and then the next thing you know, they're gonna have to worry more about next turn when they're gonna have on how they're gonna have to defend themselves. Because not even Yajirobe will help them from the attack of Baby. Last but not least, Planet M2. You only get the draw power if your leader is Dr. Miyu, but nobody cares about that right now. You're only using it for the active battle. If it's during your turn, rest it. You active battle, you rest this card. If it's your turn, you -5k to a leader or battle card. Also, other ways to get rid of threatening blockers and threatening things on board. So, that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I'm sorry that it took long, and most apologies on trying to focus it on the on the camera there with the card, trying to show off that it states Saiyan. But I hope you guys like the deck. Of course, I'll have some other decks coming up along. So that's pretty much it. I don't really got nothing much. But thank you guys for watching. Again, I know from the intro, if you guys haven't checked out our new Facebook page, go ahead and check us out. Give us a like. Leave any comment, thoughts, whatever you'd like. This is Migz of the Decksmith signing out. Peace out.